City fans are creaming, rival fans are screaming. 115 charges, 115 months for Erling Braut Haaland. 3 new signings and possibly an even new midfielder. My dirty, cheating oil club is back. Oh brother, if we manage to pull this off, we are going to be eating good for a long, long time. And I'm not talking about biscuits. Marmoush, 25 years old. Erling Haaland, 24. Foden is 24. I can't believe he's only 24. That's insane. Gvardiol is 22. Oscar Bob is 21. Savio is 20. Rico Lewis, 20. Kujanov is 20. And Victor Hayes is 18 years old. I think he's 19 now, but that is absolutely crazy. We got so much young talent, all right, to offer for Manchester City. If we can do this, we are going to be such a good team for the next several years. If Rico Lewis can get a little bit more physical, and if we can actually develop Kujanov and Victor Reis very quickly, imagine them with the likes of Ruben Diaz in our backline with Josko Gvardiol. We are cooking.
Fuck up, get out!
Oh my Grealish, I could not agree with what is said here in this tweet. So let me get this straight. Every manager can rebuild their team when it starts to age and injuries pile up, except Pep Guardiola, right? You can look at most metrics and Manchester City's net spend is the lowest, whether that's since Arteta came in or since Sir Alex Ferguson came in. Regardless of how you shape it, if we look at the other big 6 clubs, we are one of the lowest in net spend over the last 3 years, 4, 5, 6, 10, 15. It doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't matter what you think.
All right, maybe not 15, but you get the idea.
Okay.
Tweet here from Pundit J. People forget that City hardly spent money in the summer. Yes, besides İlkay Gündoğan and Savinho, who's like, what, 15, 20 million pounds, we didn't really spend anything in the summer. The truth is, City spent less than Birmingham and Burnley last season, which is crazy. Burnley spent double what City did. Do your checks before stating City are splashing like wild, unruly men again. Yeah, as you can see, looking at our rivals, we have Savinho for 25 million euros. It could be like, what is that, 18, 19, 20 million pounds. İlkay Gündoğan was free. End of loan for Claudio Echeverri, who's going to be joining Manchester City soon. I cannot wait for this Argentine boy. I cannot wait. And in total, that is 141 million euros of profit from last summer. Potentially even more with the bonuses for Julian Alvarez, because I don't think it's 75 million euros. I do believe it's a little bit more than that. Regardless, we've had a huge war chest from our Premier League title from last season, and our Champions League, and from our treble winning season, and the Club World Cup. We've generated a lot of revenue. We haven't spent it yet. This is us actually opening up the chest and using our money.
It's about damn time.
The motivation is always there.
Yeah, for me, I think it's easy because I owe Man City everything. They commit signing me, they commit signing a new deal with me.
Football fans are so weird, ladies and gentlemen, because if you look at the comments under that video, remember Erling Haaland just said, I owe Manchester City everything. This is a guy who's been a City fan for most of his life, ever since he was a kid. All right, his dad played for our club, obviously. And if you look at the comments, people are saying embarrassing. People are calling him soulless for joining a soulless organization. People are calling him all sorts of names. Why is it embarrassing? Why is it embarrassing? Why would he go to Real Madrid right now with Jude Bellingham, Mbappe, Vinicius Jr. there? Why would he go to Real Madrid now?
This is pointless.
This is a guy who's in the midst of one of his worst seasons in his entire career. By the way, still like, what, 16 goals in the Premier League, by the way? And he's committing his future to Manchester City. Do I think he's going to run out the entire contract? I'm not 100% sure on that, but he's definitely staying for at least several more years. Football fans want loyalty in this game, but then when they see a superstar like this joining a team that they hate, then they cry out about it. He doesn't want to go to Real Madrid and win individual awards. He wants to stay in Manchester City, and you people hate him for that. Yes, he's earning an obscene amount of money, but he's not the only one. It's just pure hatred and jealousy, just because this is a Manchester City player.
Amen.
And of course, the biggest bitch on football YouTube, this thimble-headed gherkin here, says, Haaland, what a prat, sold his whole career away for money at a soulless club. And I'd forget City getting done. Clearly, no, they won't. Spend 10 years spending like no one else can. Like no one else can. How is that fair? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at Manchester United's record arrivals and spot the good player here. Try and spot the good player because there's not many. Paul Pogba, you've been trying to unlock him for 5 years. Hasn't worked. All right, Anthony, one of the worst players in football history, fucking fidget spinner. Harry Maguire, fridge. I respect him for sticking along with the abuse. I respect him for that. As a man, I respect him for that. Jadon Sancho, doing bits for Chelsea. Okay, great player for Chelsea. He's been playing pretty well for Chelsea Football Club. Congrats, you spent 85 million on him just to do that bullshit-ass celebration against Manchester City at the Etihad. Romelu Lukaku will be forgotten in history as one of the most nothing strikers of all time. Okay, this guy is one of the primary reasons that Kevin De Bruyne did not have a fucking chance at winning an international trophy. Okay, Angel Di Maria, I mean, just looked so out of place in this Manchester United squad. To begin with, I love Angel Di Maria. I just hate the fact that he played for this fucking club right here. Rasmus Højlund, I mean, amazing singer. I don't really have to say anything else about him. Casemiro, he can't run for shit. I mean, I've seen paraplegics with more athletic prowess than this motherfucker. Bruno Fernandes is a rat, but he's a pretty good football player. Mason Mouse is not a rat, but a mouse, and he's shit. Lenny Euro, I mean, yeah, decent. I mean, whatever. Anthony Martial, been trying to unlock him for weeks. Ballon d'Or clause, fucking asshole. Fred plays for Fenerbahce. I want to kill myself. Lisandro Martinez is the butcher. People call him a midget, which is kind of funny because he's an inch taller than me, but still an overrated center back in my opinion. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is basically like if Trent could defend but can't do anything else. Andre Onana, just awful, just an awful goalkeeper. Manuel Ugarte, yeah, maybe he could be good in the future, but right now, waste of money. I'm running out of breath, ladies and gentlemen, but as you can see, of the 20-25 players that I just named out there, you could only name like 2 or 3 players that were pretty good for Manchester United, even though the titles are not there. But if you go to Manchester City's list of their most expensive 20-25 signings, most of those players have won the Premier League 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. There is no fucking competition. Fuck off back to Nottingham Forest. I love doing this quick ball knowledge test. I'm going to try to implement at least one for every single football Twitter episode. First up is Ronaldinho or Neymar. Neymar, one of the most talented football players I've ever seen. As an adult, the most talented player I've ever seen in my life after Lionel Messi. Up against Ronaldinho Gaucho, the Ballon d'Or winner and one of the greatest players of all time. I'm going to go with Ronaldinho. Ronaldo Nazario or Cristiano Ronaldo. Look, I know how incredible Cristiano Ronaldo is and the greatness of Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo Nazario is the best striker I have ever seen in my life. Going with R9. Rob Bennett Salah is pretty tough. I am not 100% sure. I think I'm going to go with Mohamed Salah because I think he adds just a little bit more, not a little bit more, a good amount more to his game than Arjen Robben. Ribery or David Villa? This is a pretty interesting one. I'm going to go and slightly edge it to Franck Ribery here. David Villa was one of the most underrated players of his generation, but Franck Ribery, man, he was just absolutely sensational. That 2013 season. Tweet from Fabrizio Romano. Understand that Manchester City will have direct talk with Juventus on Friday to discuss Andrea Cambiaso. This is a player, let me tell you something. I am more excited about signing this player than Reis, than Kujanov, and Marmoush combined. I rate this guy so effing highly. If we can get this done, I think they want, what do they want, like 60, 65 million euros? He's 24 years old. I think he's about to turn 25 in February. He could give us a good 4, 5, 6 years. I do believe it is a good an option. His idol is João Cancelo. That is a little bit of a red flag, but he doesn't seem to have, that attitude problem that João Cancelo had. But still, he's a player that can play right back, left back. He can play CDM. He can play center mid. He is absolutely sensational for Juventus. One of Juventus' best players, and he could be in the conversation for the best left back in Europe at the moment. He is that good, ladies and gentlemen. This would be absolutely stunning.
I'm here to stay.
Mate, give your meat a good old rub.
For any Real Madrid fans watching this, or any fan of La Liga watching this, Is Valverde the most underrated midfielder in world football right now? Because honestly, I don't think there's a single team on planet Earth that he does not start for. This guy is an absolute machine. Has he ever scored a normal goal in his entire career? Every time I see a Valverde goal, it's literally Puskas worthy.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
9-year deal. What's going on with football? They're meant to be getting a bloody ban. They've just bought 2-3 players in the January transfer window. I worry about football when Man City are doing stuff like this. I am disappointed in Haaland because I think spending your whole career at Man City, it's but maybe he won't. Maybe it's just money. I don't know.
I'm looking at it and thinking maybe they're not worried about this ban, you know. And again, it's like almost like exploiting a loophole to me.
You are one pathetic loser.
I fucking hate the red cartel clubs of this league, man. I fucking hate the red cartel clubs. It is an Arsenal influencer and a Manchester United influencer talking about Erling Haaland and how much they hate and despise. 50-year-old men getting pressed, 50-year-old men crying their tits out because Erling Braut Haaland chose to stay at Manchester City. This is embarrassing beyond measure. These two clubs here, Arsenal Football Club, okay, putting murals of set-piece coaches, putting murals of Erling Haaland next to your stadium, 750, 800 million pounds in the last 4 or 5 years. Nothing to show for it. Okay, but you're blaming Manchester City for winning football. You're criticizing Erling Haaland. Manchester United, okay, the highest net spend in the last 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. It doesn't fucking matter. If you take inflation into account, they've had so many world record transfers over the last several decades. It's absolutely mind-boggling. These red cartel clubs, they want to stay in power. Interesting quote here from a Real Madrid account. He says, Manchester City having a bad season, 200 million spent on 4 players in January. A key player signed to a 9-year contract, 115 months to be almost exact. Manchester United having a bad decade. We're broke with owners worth 25 billion, so we're giving Maguire an extension. Chelsea having a bad 3 years. And they're saying, quote, we're not in a title race after spending the GDP of a small country because we've employed a championship manager. Liverpool, 1 title in 30 years. We're about to lose our 3-man team for free because we won't pay them the going rate. A 3-man team, that's losing all 3 of those players for free would be absolutely devastating for Liverpool Football Club. Arsenal having a bad 20 years. Progress, murals for set-piece coaches, exactly, I just said that, and an emotional support dog that they called fucking win. Tottenham having a bad 60 years. Mate. Exactly, when you put away all the bullshit from social media and you shut off the influencers and you actually research this shit for your own, you'll actually see that we're actually doing business the right way. Manchester City moves at a calculated process. Everything is calculated, it's strategic, it's been planned out for months. You don't like it because you're a jealous bitch.
You got me.
Well, that wraps up another episode of Football Twitter. Thank you so much if you made it this far. Please hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you are new. I would love to hear your opinion on the recent transfer situations at Manchester City, including Erling Haaland's 115-month contract. Let me know down in the comments down below if you want to see more from other leagues, clubs, players, competitions, some more stats, some less stats, a little bit more humor, a little bit less humor. I love getting constructive criticism from all of you. I love reading your comments, and I love making sure my videos are tailored to what my audience wants. And as always, thank you all so much for watching.